Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon in Taurus to new moon in Sagittarius, November 2022. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons. Mars conjunct Leo rising, but Mal for short. They are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive. President of Joining the Circle production since 1998, 24 and a half years of service at the cross quarter of Samhain in November. Very excited for that. I am also the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box if you would like a free preview. And you can see some of what I learned along those many, many years as president of Drawing the Circle production. And even before that, I'm also a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle, a members-only subscription service platform thingy-hoo-ha-doo-dah that is really geared for creative types, artists and creators of all different shapes, forms, and styles. I'm a mystical artist, digging it over there big time, live streaming every morning with a cup of coffee in my hand over from the couch, doing it from the laptop, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications. We do a lovely little prayer, a little blessing, send us off on our way. My patrons are enjoying it. All of my subscribers get that. They also get all the extended reads, all the part ones on YouTube. You can find all of my subscribers get the extendeds on Patreon, as well as we've been doing workshops, classes, tarot parties on Zoom, recording them, so even if the patrons can't make it at the time of the event, they can watch it whenever they want, because I can record and upload. Best decision I ever made for my career and my personal creativity. Patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. I love you because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but trust me, just call me Mal. Hey, hi, gotta do that every time. And particularly for the new ones, if you are new to my channel, let's talk. An 8-card draw. There's just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, divinatory hints about a specific astrological timeline. So not a timeless read, it is timed, but you can go back into the playlist and look at perhaps trickier times and see if there's some insight there. You know, whatever, you do you. We are doing a waning moon from full to new. Let's talk about that real quick. Full moon in Taurus. Tuesday, November 8th, 6:02 a.m., which I just realized today is also election day, and it's a total lunar eclipse. Oh, great. So whatever you planted the seeds for at new moon, go have a look, see how you're doing. Those 5-card draws that I do for the new to full are there for that purpose, to clarify your intentions. So it should be a big one, considering it was a new moon in Scorpio that brought us to this full moon in Taurus. And I have Taurus Kitty, head bonking my ankle. Come on up, buddy. Come sit with Mama. Cats can't say dada, so they say Mama. I'm okay with that. And then we are, of course, looking at the letting go, the releasing. The alchemy from lead to gold, lead having 3 more atoms than gold, the releasing of those 3 to the new moon in Sagittarius, Wednesday, November 23rd, 5:57 p.m., all times Eastern. I am in New York, and plus we'll be doing daylight savings. And that might happen before this, actually. I don't remember. We also have a T-square, by the way, on November 9th. That's something to look forward to. Ouch. As well as Mercury is, Jupiter is going direct in Pisces on the 23rd, the same day as that new moon in Sagittarius on a Wednesday. That's a lot. It's a lot. So clear the path, right? Do the shadow work. There's a wonderful link in the description box in a section called related videos or something I have down there. One is from Greg Braden. The other is called The Shadow Effect. It's a documentary featuring Debbie Ford, sort of like The Secret. Great introduction to shadow work. I highly recommend it. And look, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to get more information about the situation we're about to look at, or maybe you got other situations that you need to kind of wane, let go, release. Rest often has a lot to do with that. Surrender, Dorothy, you know, you do you. And particularly cross-watchers, if you apply this to yourself, you're going to be doing the alchemy, right? And you will be helping the person you are cross-watching for, the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, as well as the entire Leo Collective, because we're all one. But that's what divination is for. Clues, tips, and hints. Isn't that right, Melchior? You tell him. See, we just got told off by a Taurus cat. But he's still a cat. Isn't that right, baby? Aw, my adorable. I love you. Come sit. Come chill. If I have to turn this car around, I will. young man. Yeah, I'm the alpha in the house, though technically I'm a sigma. Who knew? Shall we? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, because here's the tea. If I can help you do this, remember I am Leo rising. We are not just shifting our own personal timelines from lead to gold, toxic to light, pain to peace. We're doing that for everybody in our lives and the planet itself. Quantum timelines and, you know, different strings, variations and whatnot. I would like to live in a healthier, happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, wouldn't you? Here's our way to do it, aside from other things. This is just costing you some time on YouTube, so please, let's keep our sense of humor about it. I try and start these off light, and then as the cards hit the table, we adjust. But they are shadow reads, so please take a nice deep breath. And let's see what comes through. Aside from kitty yowling, still point. They do. My cats do get rambunctious when I do the Leo reads, don't they? Okay, using the Caroline Mace archetype deck. You're just meowing at birds. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading using the Caroline Mace archetype deck. Please, what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head of the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, and or Cross Watcher for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, determining the electromagnetic field of all of the chakras underneath it, what they attract, what they repel, so that they can alchemize this soul power from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, lead to gold, fear to love. This, oh, close. This, full to new November 2022, and you got the Fool card. Let's talk about it, because it's not the idiot. The Fool card has a lot of power. All archetypes are about power. But as we have written on this card, the shadow attribute and the light attribute, this is the lead, the stuff you don't want to look at. Or if you are looking at it, you don't want to deal with it. And if you're looking at it and dealing with it, you don't want anybody to know because you're Leo. The gold is what you're shooting for. This is the alchemy. See, he popped up. We had a feline intervention experience. Come on this side. You're more invisible. Yeah, you blend. So let me just read this because it sets it up. And again, this could be you who has the archetype that you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody else who has it, which means you're still dealing with it within yourself. You heal you. You're helping us all heal. The shadow attribute, just because the lighting's a little dark for a shadow read. Using humor to wound rather than liberate. Denial of your emotional truth. Guilty. Been there. Done that. Have the Fool archetype. It tends to come in seasons. I haven't had it my whole lifetime. The light attribute, the gold, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy, which is, I have this one. The Fool is the only one in the royal court that can speak truth to the king and queen without having their heads chopped off, right? Bill Maher, one example of so many just stand-up comics, let alone, let's not talk about how news is part of the entertainment industry, but that's, part of it too. But to fearlessly reveal emotions, that's something. Now, the opposite of wise is foolish. It's not stupid, right? Smart, stupid. Wise is you know better, right? So this is very akin in a way to the Fool card in the tarot. And let's see if it hits the table, because we got 2 tarot decks to do. But it's a fun one. I mean, look, I was raised by sarcastic people. I just was. I can easily wound. Oh, my brother's a Scorpio. My older brother. Stepbrother, stepsister, blood brother, me. I'm the youngest of 4. They let me juggle knives and tarot as a kid. So, keeping this light, fearlessly revealing emotion, yeah, I can relate. So let's look at the next 4 chakras down with Daughters of the Moon Tarot. The feminine energy, the goddess energy, the internal world, the yin dynamic, spiritual, mental, willpower, and emotional power. your creative intuition, the interior alchemical laboratory, the psychological world, because this is where the shadow work begins, because throat chakra minimum. You got to choose to do it or not. You have free will to delay what cannot be prevented, but how many times do you want to keep coming back to this planet or repeating the same thing? Please take a nice deep breath. Just so we know what the stakes are. Steak. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Leo. Powers of the South, please, beloved goddesses of cardinal fire. One card in clarity from the daughters of the moon tarot. What does the Leo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading need to know about? So what do I need, Reed, to help them alchemize that full archetype this full to new November 2022? The sun card, the freaking Leo card. All right. So which one do you think that one's coming from? The letter, the gold, that's someone coming from their light. Healthiest, happiest card in the whole deck. Amaterasu, Japanese goddess of the sun. And when it's a major arcana card in a spread like this, technically it's not a spread, it's a 5-card draw. It's all chakras together. So this is alignment, this is health. This is like holistic interior health, right? And a happiness. So look, you may be absolutely revealing truth, right? Not just emotional truth, but like speaking truth. The word, come on, teach by example, right? Like leading, teaching by example in some way, being really, really radiant, but in a way that can be a little irreverent, in a way that can be fun and helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. The higher you go in vibration, like even basic fifth dimensional consciousness, you start to giggle at how ridiculous it is down here. It's like you roll one and we're like not active. So it's something that comes with Course in Miracles calls that gentle laughter. So certainly I like this. Because this does not indicate on the inside that whoever this is, crosswatcher or otherwise, they're coming from a good place. They are coming from a place of light, shining their light at full capacity. You know how Leos do. So let's look at the external. Right, if that's their internal, these lower 3 chakras do the external, the masculine energy, the yang dynamic. The lower 3 chakras are about relationships in the physical world. Root chakra is groups, tribes, circles of friends, 3 or more people that you're a part of it, including humanity. Your starseed lineage, I don't care. It's root chakra tribal. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship to another person or thing. Money, sex, power, substances. It is what it is. However, I think the solar plexus, being that Leo is ruled by the sun, with the sun on the inner here, this might be important. It's your honor code, what you will, what you don't, what you do, what you don't, what your personal power is all about, which is kind of dependent upon boundaries, right? Like setting your healthy boundaries ethically, all that stuff, as well as your gut intuition that usually no one else in the room gets because it's hitting you in the solar plexus, right? Can't always look around and ask people, right? It's like, you got to go with this. No, this feels off. That's enough, right? So please take a nice deep breath. Mars conjunct Leo rising. Of course I do go on. Breathe. Yeah, this feels like a doozy. As I call upon my gods of fire, sign of Leo, powers of the South, beloved bright ones of fixed fire. One card in clarity for the Leo. It's already here on the table. Thank you, somewhere to be. The Knight of Pentacles popped out. I don't usually take jumpers, but it was just one, and that's okay for me to take that. The Knight of Pentacles, this could actually be a person. Now, for me, I'm about to say this, I'm a Virgo. This is the Virgo card, according to Julia Charman Burke, the author of the Mythic Tarot, based on Greek mythology. Honey, that's what taught me the court card system back in the 80s, all right? I love her, bless her. Mythic Tarot will always be a part of my life. It is the slowest moving knight, but it's not at a standstill. All the mutable signs are the knight. So Knight of Pentacles is walk, right? How a horse walks. Pisces is trot, a little bit faster. Sagittarius is canter. And of course, Gemini's gallop. So, you know, for me, I could look at this as this is me from the outside looking in, shining my light, laughing at the hypocrisy, helping people do so, but also keeping an eye, because I could rip someone to shreds. Oh, he's so dull. Rip him to shreds. Just gender fucked a Blondie song. So look, whether this is you or somebody else, it is a slow and steady wins the race. It's mutable earth, changeable earth. It's taking the journey, but very slowly. In the background, there are beehives. I know you probably can't see it, but beehives are not created overnight, and nor is honey created overnight, right? Nor do bees, I mean, one honeybee makes like 1 teaspoon of honey for its entire lifespan. Of course, probably bee incarnates. Bee incarnates, is that a word? It is now, right? So let's not forget, let's look at the house. 6th house, Virgo, is about health and occupation, because your health affects what you're occupied with, and what you're occupied affects your health. So, you know, if this is career-oriented, that's great. If it's service-oriented, this is great, because then you're really giving a service. By the way, the Fool archetype, there are 9 different archetypal families. It's the masculine family archetype, but that has nothing to do with bodily gender whatsoever. This is about putting it out in the world. Not an action family archetype, but a masculine family archetype. So looking at the masculine energy here, there is something shifty, changing. The element of mutable earth, I think of as sand. Right? I mean, you could turn sand into glass and make it fixed instead of mutable. There's all sorts of stuff you could do with sand, but it is mutable. Constantly shifting, and, you know, can strip varnish off a desk, you know, depending on how abrasive it wants to be with the Fool in the shadow. That was good. Thank you. Now I have Leslie Jordan and Judy Tenuta as part of my Shecky collective, and I am so fucking lucky. I'm closer to the goddess. Let's ask the higher selves with the Whispers of Love Oracle by Angela Hartfield. We're also using her Whispers of Lord Ganesha to help remove those 3 atoms, the obstacles in between lead and gold. But this is the higher selves of all involved. If this is a solo gig, it's your higher self, and obviously the collective for the Leos and the Cross Watchers. But if there are other people involved, usually they take that into consideration. Please take a nice deep breath. This feels so warm and yummy. I feel so much yummier. Still point. I know, I'm Michelle Pfeiffer does. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved. Come on, we're 5th house Leo, we're fun. For the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, please, 5th dimension above, 8th chakra and above, what is the Whisper of Love? Piece of information, inspiration, insight they need from their higher self collective, our higher self collective, so that we can alchemize the Fool with the Sun on the inner, taking our time, getting it done little by little, probably in service to ourselves, or maybe this is somebody who has come in, right? So this is from our inside looking out. Please clarify as best as possible. Information, inspiration, insight, the Whisper of Love for the Leo Collective and Cross Watchers this full to new November 2022. Rest and relaxation is essential. Come on, like kitty cats in sunlight. They'll move eventually, right? When they're suddenly in shadow, doing the shadow work, right? They'll roll over. They'll find that spot, right? They'll find their spotlight. They always do. We always do, Leo. It's conjunct Leo rising. So we all have fundamental needs to take breaks. Of course we do. And so that's why I think this is not saying stop. It's saying slow down. Right? Slow down. Slow your roll a little bit. But Virgo's all about detail. Literally, maybe stop and smell the roses here. Or maybe there's someone coming in to help you do that. Don't know. But rest and relaxation is essential. And certainly you can rest and relax with other people. I've done it. It's lovely. Well, depending on the people, obviously. Reason, season, or lifetime. So look, everybody's got spirit animals and totems. They're not the same thing. Here's the difference. How many dogs played Lassie on TV, in the movies, etc., etc., etc. Each one of those is an individual animal spirit. The totem of the dog, however, is the soul and spirit force of all canines that have ever been. Except wolves, obviously, you know, it branches. They subdivide, you know, they delegate. So everybody's got them with you. Everybody's got it with them. So let's see, with the Divine Animals Oracle, what kind of help the animal kingdom pantheon has to say. And do keep in mind, humans are part of the animal kingdom. We're not vegetable or mineral. We had to pick one. Please take a nice deep breath. Choices. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, giving them the guidance, grace, love, wisdom, power, protection, and support they need to alchemize the Fool in the 8th with the Sun on the inner and Virgo on the outer, and rest and relaxation being essential this full to new November 2022. Did you just get the armadillo? Oh boy, I mean, armadillo is such a boundaried aminal. The key word, however, here is groundedness. Earth sign. Groundedness. And that is what card number 7. Now, I'm going to show you the card, but I don't think with the lighting you'll be able to get it. But there's actually a man and a woman sort of all at one with the gigantic armadillo in the picture. I love this deck. The book is even better because it's got a lot of information in it. What card did I say it was? Card number 7. There's a lot of information. I'm just going to read the first part and the last part if you're new. The first part is the verbal sketch, like every divination book has. And there's a little bit about the magical application of armadillo magic. Please take a nice deep breath. Ground and center. Card number 7, armadillo, groundedness. Without grounding ourselves, we can become disconnected and flighty. So it is an important aspect to develop. Go to the basics first. Plug into the power of the earth. Avoid drama in situations, or at least try not to create any. I know, crossing the street, we do that. Sometimes we need to look at the flowers at our feet. Stop and time the flowers in the Virgo card. Flowers at our feet before looking to the stars. Humility is a positive trait. False humility is not. Okay, let's talk about that. Humility is not the same thing as humiliation. Humility is the shield against humiliation. It's in my book, Words of Grace. It's the first and last grace in that book, the grace of humility. Grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. Because when you know that you don't know, your mind can open, right? And you can see things differently and jump up a level of consciousness, whatever. And of course, the fear of humiliation is one of the 3 controlling fears, right? If you get, well, a lot of reasons we think we're afraid of failure. No, we're afraid of the humiliation that becomes a result of a failure. And you know what? You live through that, right? To each their own. So there's something really, really powerful here for a Leo. Know that you don't know. You won't get humiliated, because how can you know if you don't? I just found out I'm a Sigma empath, man. I'm 54. Yeah, I know I don't look at things. Thank God I'm Mars, good joke, Leo rising. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that. I watch videos. I just blew my mind. I was like, all right, what fresh hell is this? It popped up on my YouTube screen. I watched it. I was just like, all 15 traits. I was like, get out. So I'm not an alpha. I'm a Sigma. Let me read you the magic. Just as an example, right? Know that you don't know, because then the divine knows you're willing to be shown. Armadillo magic, which are words I never thought I'd have to say, is profoundly earth-based and grounded. It is ancient and profound, and can be used when you are feeling off kilter, because you want to keep your kilter on and unsure. If you aren't clear on what to do next, or have had a trauma or a shock, use armadillo magic to bring you stability and power. Hence, rest and relaxation is essential. So, you know, with this Sun card on the inside, I just really, really get you're in a good mental, emotional place, or will be, you know, for shadow work to have the Sun card on the inner. It's a good thing. It's also very authentic to Leo energy. But to be a Virgo about it, or work with a Virgo here, great healers, I will say that. Get the rest that you need, slow it down, and ground yourself. And there's so many different ways to ground yourself, which, you know, I could do an 8-hour workshop on if I ever wanted to. It would be all earth signs. We don't know how to do it. So, Armadillo, grounded, rest and relaxation with groundedness, and that Fool archetype. Interesting. Very, very interesting. We have 2 more cards left, so let's get to it. Whispers of Lord Ganesh. Angelo Hartfield, adore this, and I adore Lord Ganesh. I think since I discovered Lord Ganesh back in the 80s in college, sort of fell in love, right? I love elephants to begin with, even though obviously I'm leonine, not elephantine. I don't think this is the right word. Pacatine, whatever. But the remover of obstacles is what most people talks about here in the West. Otherwise, the elephant-headed god of success and prosperity, and he's a delight, and I love him. Please take a nice deep breath. I think you will too. Still point. As I call to beloved Lord Ganesh, please, 1 card in clarity for these beloved Leo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and cross watchers, maybe even myself, please, 1 card in clarity to help them alchemize this Fool archetype in the 8th. Sun on the inner, which feels like it's going to be relatively, you know, but easy, but simple. Taking their time, Knight of Pentacles, whatever that means from them, outside in, inside out. Rest and relaxation, essential part of this, and that groundedness. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracular message to help them remove the obstacles of those 3 atoms from lead to gold, this full to new, close window cigar, full moon in Taurus, the new moon in Sagittarius, November 2022. Priorities. Rest and relaxation. For a fixed fire sign, might not feel like a priority. But I feel like that's part of this. And sometimes we need to slow down to reprioritize and look. You know, the priorities we had as a 3-year-old are different than a 33-year-old, a 53-year-old. You get the idea. So it is something that very solar plexus, only that's a personal power thing. What are our priorities? So let's see what Ganesh has said to Angelo Hartfield in this really, really, really good, well-written, except a teeny tiny, itty bitty little font, a hierophant, in italics, which is why I use this. Please take a nice deep breath. Breathe in the Ganesh. Card number 30, priorities. Make the most of your time. Yeah, I've had this one before personally. Every day is a gift. You have the option to make the most of what life is offering you. If you long to create organization in your life, you will benefit from prioritizing. Your ideals determine what you will seek in life. Your ideals determine what you will seek in life. That's very fixed fire element of desire, heart's desire stuff. Ganesha is holding the water lily and emphasizing the importance of your values. Just so you can see, holding the water lily, emphasizing emphasizing the importance of your values. He encourages you to know what you truly want. Now, remember, this is a Fool archetype, so this can be about fearlessly revealing heart's desires, which is, you know, tricky on a good day. Take it slow, take a break. What makes you happiest? there are always blessings that may not be apparent in the midst of a disappointment. Well, there's the alchemy. Shadow to light led to gold. Time is not something that can be saved for later. When it comes to the time allotted to you each day, you only have a limited opportunity. Make your choices about how you spend your time in accordance with your highest values. Solar plexus. Reevaluate how you have been spending your days and how you can strive to be more satisfied. In terms of priorities, for each major decision, such as education, occupation, place of residence, marriage, or parenting, you may ask yourself, what will be the impact of my decision? What will be the impact of my decision? Better to do that while you are at rest than running around keeping plates spinning, so to speak. In all choices, make sure that you are certain of what your priorities are. Relate your goals to ways to bring love and blessings to yourself and the people you share your life with. Priorities. We all have to reevaluate them. Right? It's very Seven of Pentacles, right? Got to look at the work that's been done in whatever, but also, you know, to reveal your emotions about what it is that really makes you happiest, because you're lit. You're lit with the Leo card of the Sun, but this can be done in a very practical way, right? It doesn't have to be a humiliating experience, particularly if you can sort of roll with that humility, knowing that you don't know, but this is what I feel. Last card down. Within the lead there is gold, which means there is a hidden blessing, meaning that the blessing's in play. It's part of the divine plan, whatever you want to call it. Right? So that's why we use the Blessed Be as our last card down to give us a clue, a tip, a hint from the pantheons of all pantheons, though it is a Celtic deck. I consecrated the deck to delegations from the pantheons of all pantheons, traditions, lineages, and cultures, because we're all one. To show, give a clue, a tip, a hint about what the hidden blessing is in all of this. Once I read it from the bookie book, it's pretty much the end of the reading, but I do like to release the collective at the end by letting any residual goofy in my auric field flow out. It's a nice way to release it, particularly a shadow read, but we'll see what the card is. So please take a nice deep breath. Enough explanations. Pull the damn card, the blessed card. Still point. As I call to the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, the hidden blessing. The gold hidden within the lead, that if they just do their best, right? Highly individualized curriculum for each and every one of us. No one way to do shadow work, right? From the straight up clinical to inner child work to, I don't know, dig a ditch and stay in it for 3 days. The old fashioned ways are all coming back, please. So what is the hidden blessing there? The peace of guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power. All ancestral lineages needed in play here so they can alchemize this fool from shadow to light in the 8th. With the Sun on the inner, Virgo on the outer, rest and relaxation, grounding, and priorities. This full to new November 2022. That did sort of pop right out. Blessing of the air. Well, guess what? Cancer. Got this one because I just did that one early today, although it's not in the title, which is what I write down in front of me. Blessing of air. There's a double whammy. I don't have any planets in Cancer, though I do have it in my 12th house, and I got a lot of Cancerian people in my life. So I know, I said it before, it's very Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. That what's that on your head? A wig. She looks good, though. She's working it. Love the eye makeup. Anyway. So, like I said, I'm going to read this. We do these for real. I ask the divine to pump the vibe through me for you to bless this thing and send it out into the world. Really, at the moment, I'm doing it, but then, you know, people watch it and it amplifies. At least that's how I work. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of all pantheons, please transmit. Card number 2, a blessing of the air. A blessing to allow the free-flowing movement of inspiration, fresh ideas, purposeful memories, clear thoughts, and true words this day. Beautiful soul, may you be most blessed this day by the element of air. May your thoughts and words be in harmony with each other, and may they be inspired by trust in your ability to understand deeply with the gifts of the mind all that is within you and all that is without you. We are looking at the Fool with the Sun card on the inner. This is the Fool archetype in its light. May your gift of the mind be clear and open, and may worthy ideas blossom and be expressed with ease and grace in words and action that are in affinity with the highest of your ideals, solar plexus dynamic and all that. May there be knowledge that is enriching, information that is trustworthy, words that are true in your world this day. Let memories that arise be ones which support you in your tasks. Awaken forgotten dreams, and may the qualities of your thoughts match the boundlessness of the sky. May there be freedom and perspective as you move through this cycle of the sun, and may the winds of change blow from your life whatever it is best to liberate yourself from. Shadow work, baby. Meow. Let the weightlessness of the air free you from the burdens that hold you from your dreams, and may the very air you breathe be pure and enlivening, awakening you to the limitlessness of your life's possibilities. May you feel inspired and refreshed, loved and nurtured with every breath in, and with each breath out, release from your mind all that is no longer in alignment with who you are becoming. Let your wings grow and strengthen until you take flight. Let scent and song and soaring freedom be yours, for those are the domain of the element of air. And these are the blessings that are all about you this day. Most of all, may you fill yourself with what is good and true and pure, and may your every breath be blessed for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. So it is. That makes total sense with the Fool about what you say and what you joke about, what you don't. The politically correct, tremulous time when everybody's healing. Do the alchemy. I love it. Did you love it? Did you at least like the video? Then hit the like button. Help the other Leos find it. It's how it works. I didn't rig it that way. It's just how it's rigged, babe. Gotta play the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Yeah, or whatever. Oh, I'm so current. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I'm not stopping. Apparently, the Divine asked me not to, so I'm not. But if you'd like me for a private reading, which I've been doing more, obviously, the video reads my entire life. There's a link in the description box, Booking a Reading with Mal, a YouTube video, easy enough to watch, about 13 minutes. I had fun doing it last year. It explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal. But we're afraid to ask. Oh. And if you want the deeper experience, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, darling, come Patreon on Patreon. The Archangel Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, and history will bear that out to be true someday. Don't take my word for it, just keep watching. But if you want the daily dive, you want the daily streams, you want the extendeds, you want all the benefits, at least go check it out. Click the link, come Patreon on Patreon, and if you need it for yourself, I'm telling you, best career move I ever made. And that being said, I love you, my Leos, my Leonine brothers and sisters out there. Leo pride. Oh, not that we gotta show it off too much. We do it automatically. I love you. Hang in there. Shine your light at full capacity. I love this reading for you, and really, just let the sun shine in. Thank you, Pebbles and Bam Bam. I love you. Hang in there. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.